Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Veterinary Ramblings.
With Christmas right around the corner, we thought we'd sit down with you and spread some festive cheer.
So grab your favourite drink and we do hope you enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm Mike Brampton.
And my name is Julian Hoad.
Welcome to Veterinary Ramblings.
So what are we going to talk about tonight?
Well, the first thing we're going to say is no guests tonight. No guests, because what we found out about having guests is they talk over us. I mean, we're trying to have a conversation, the two of us, and we have these guests on and they chat and chat.
That's the point. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they or me get on our hobby horses and yardy. And we happen to have the president of the RCVS and the world here. Yardy. Really, Julian? Yes, Mike. Yardy. Oh, sorry. Sir Joe Biden. Come in.
Did you want to say something, Charles? Well, yes, I did as a matter of it. Hold on, Charles. Hold on.
Yeah, but that reminds me of when. Yeah. Right, okay.
So what are we doing? We're doing this for Christmas, aren't we? So, Mike, happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, Julian.
What are you doing? You putting your decorations up? I can see you putting your decorations up in the background. I can see that. What a shame the audience can't see that. Mike has got the most amazing Christmas tree. Look at that. It must be burning about 1,000 watts of lights on. That's incredible. That's absolutely amazing. No, actually, I'll tell you what it is. Mike's got nothing. There's no decorations or anything up because Mike is the Grinch.
Yeah.
Tell us why you don't like Christmas, Mike.
Well, it all started many, many years ago. And as a little boy, Mum and Dad always seemed to forget and miss the bit that said no batteries included.
Oh.
These amazing toys that just wouldn't work. And of course, back in the day, you didn't pop up to the garage because the garage was shut. They'd been shut for 4 days. Shut on Boxing Day, didn't open on Christmas Eve, and didn't open until the day after Boxing Day. Do you remember those days?
I remember those days. Yeah.
Shops all shut on Sundays.
Absolutely. Forgot the sprouts. Nothing you could do about it.
No. And yet nowadays, I'm looking forward to Christmas Eve and popping down the local garage and buying all of my Christmas presents.
I'm looking forward to going out first thing Christmas morning and buying some sprouts.
Right.
And I'm going to put the batteries in them.
Yeah.
How many batteries do you put in a sprout? Is it 4 or 5?
It depends whether they're triple A's or double A's.
Okay. I'll do that. All my sprouts are going to work this year. You can sure of that. Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Why don't I like Christmas? I sort of like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like the aspect of people getting together.
Yeah.
And sharing.
Mm-hmm.
I like the whole buying gifts for people and surprising them that I've managed to find the most amazing gift that they couldn't possibly do without, and how could I possibly have known?
It's a matching pen and pencil.
Yay! If you look closely, it's got JH written on it. Oh,
fantastic. No, WH and then Smith.
I think I've given it away, haven't I?
Oh.
Did you miss
that?
You
giving my pencil away?
No.
Or you giving the secret away?
What secret?
Don't tell anyone.
I'm not going to mention it. I'm not going to say anything.
No. But what about the magic of Christmas? Do you not like the magic? I mean, you don't put your stockings out for Father Christmas, for Santa?
No.
Oh, I've written him a list.
I think that the significant difference is you've got children.
Yes.
And children make Christmas.
They do. That's the thing.
And it's the kids' excitement and all of the fairy tales and all of that loveliness with the kids and for the kids. And that's great. And yeah, I sort of quite enjoyed it when my boys were growing up, and we'd make an effort to do things. But and I used to enjoy Christmas as a child as well.
It's a good point, isn't it? There's a lot of tradition with Christmas, and tradition is great, for the point of view of passing that tradition on to people who may be interested in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But tradition for tradition's sake is just a little bit, well, dull, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think, I mean, all conventional religions have got their festivals, haven't they?
Yes.
You know,
Yes, they have.
There's Diwali,
Ramadan.
yeah. And I suppose Christianity has got Christmas.
Yeah. It's not an exclusive celebration, though, is it? Because a lot of other faiths will celebrate Christmas as a family get-together time, and will even give presents, but they'll leave the religious part out of it.
Well, in some countries, they give the presents on Christmas Eve, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yeah. Now, that's a mistake, if you ask me, because you're all half-cut and waiting for midnight mass. So you get up on Christmas Day and you think, who got me this? And why the bloody hell didn't they get me any batteries for it?
Yeah, well, there we go. Yeah. So, I think it's nice enough. I think we overdo it.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
In every way.
My next door neighbour has had Christmas decorations up since the middle of October.
Why?
There's some laser show every night that shines into our bedroom, because the whole of the front of the house is lit up with moving Christmas trees and stars and things. Because she and her daughter love Christmas, and they absolutely love the lights, and they love the sparkle and everything that goes with it. And they can't, or they don't want to restrict themselves to just a few days. They want to spread the love to about a tenth of the year.
So have you ever worked over Christmas at the vet practice?
Oh yeah. I've done, how many Christmases have I done? 5 Christmases in my career. And
you work at 1 in 5 then, do you?
Yeah, well, I don't anymore, but I used to.
Right.
Actually, I used to work on 1 in 3. So I haven't done any on-call for 3 years. So before that, I've been qualified for 25 years now. So I've done 5 Christmases, which is roughly divided into the 22 years of being on call. And they've been interesting. My first Christmas as a vet, I was on call, and it was a miserable Christmas for me anyway. It was a pretty sad time in my life. A lot of stuff had gone on, and I wasn't in the best of mental states. And I had Christmas alone in my little flat down the road from the surgery. And I thought, well, I'll cheer myself up. I'll have moule marinière for my Christmas lunch.
All right, okay.
So I got some moule in, obviously
I'm wondering how this worked out.
It didn't work
out at all.
Well, it kind of worked itself out. So moule marinière, for those people who don't know what it is mussels cooked in white wine with leeks and garlic and some parsley, and
cream sauce.
And cream sauce. The most delicious food you can get. Very quick to make, because I thought, well, I want to be able to do it before call-outs. It takes about 10 minutes to knock up. Unfortunately, because this was 25 years ago and shops weren't open on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or Boxing Day, I got my mussels about 5 days before Christmas. And
bing, 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 bing. What's the warning sound I can hear?
They stayed down for about 20 minutes. And I was on and off the loo for 3 days. In fact, I had a call out about 2 hours after I had my miserable Christmas lunch. And halfway through the call out, I had to ask the client if I could use their loo.
I'm embarrassed.
It wasn't pleasant. It wasn't pleasant. It took all the effort I could muster not to go, oh. I was wondering whether to sing or do something, sort of some festive noise over the groans of my belly. But I came out and the client said, "Do you want a glass of milk or something?"
No.
No, I'm all right, I think. Oh dear. Poor Petal.
Poor Petal.
Poor Petal.
So is Christmas all dogs eating grapes and raisins and Christmas
And chocolate.
puddings and chocolate? Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Most Christmas call-outs are dogs that have eaten chocolate, raisins, things like that. And cats, of course, with tinselitis. But no, in all seriousness,
I was
cats.
thinking about lilies with cats.
Lilies,
And the Christmas.
poinsettias.
Yeah.
And mainly cats eating objects. So cats love tinsel and glittery things, and they get caught in their stomachs. And so they have to have surgery to remove them. So interesting for a vet, but excruciatingly painful and needless for the cats. So if you are decorating your tree, please no long dangly toys if you've got cats, and no chocolates hanging from the trees if you've got dogs, and raisins out of your dog's reach.
And that of course includes Christmas pies and mince pies.
Absolutely, it does indeed.
Yeah.
And of course, during Christmas we often enjoy a drink or two, and it's easy then to let your guard down. So you put a bit of mince pie down that you can't quite finish, and you look around and it's gone, and your dog's licking its lips. So
that's probably, I've got a horrible feeling it's going to be very busy this year, because
it is.
There's been a lot of new owners. And that's not to take away from new owners. You know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know.
Absolutely right. And nothing can compare, I think, to the thrill and joy and love you can get from a pet.
Yeah, but not for Christmas.
But not for Christmas.
No, dog is for life, not just for Christmas.
That's the expression. That is it.
Yeah.
Oh, I invented a new word.
Did you?
Yeah. Plagiarism. It's going to mean stealing someone else's work. That's what I've decided it's going to mean.
Okay,
It's
very
my
good.
new word. My new word. I made it up.
Very good. Where'd you get that from then? Why'd you think of that?
I'll be honest. I'll be absolutely honest. I didn't make it up. I saw it in a Christmas cracker joke. Because what I do, I mean, obviously we got the Christmas table almost being set as we speak, and I've chosen some nice crackers to go on it.
Right.
And I don't know about you, I'm sure you do the same thing. I open all the crackers up and learn the jokes.
You open all the crackers up before people ceremoniously pull the crackers.
Absolutely.
And nick all the jokes.
Yeah, you've got to do that, haven't you? Otherwise, you won't get the expression right, and you might laugh at the wrong time. Because let's face it, Christmas cracker jokes aren't brilliant, are they? And if you haven't had a bit of practice with them, then there'll be an awful pregnant pause afterwards. Someone will say the joke, and there'll be the inevitable, I don't get it. Whereas if you can immediately say, oh, that's funny because, then it lightens the mood.
Really?
Always do that.
Right. Yeah, okay.
Actually, what I did one year was I did open all the Christmas crackers and I put in really nice presents. So I got all the toy crap and stuff, and I knew who was going to be sitting where. I wanted little presents for everyone. And I spent a long time deciding who to get. So there's so-and-so going to pull the cracker with this. Well, let's get them. They're going to pull two crackers between them. And so this cracker will be for my brother, and this cracker will be for my sister. And I chose really nice presents. And what happens? Everyone gets drunk and sits in the wrong places.
I see. So they all get the wrong presents.
They all got the wrong presents. And I tell you, my mother-in-law, well, no, she was happy with her G-string, but it just didn't feel right.
So, okay, then what do you get if you cross Santa with a duck?
I don't know.
A Christmas cracker. I just thought it was appropriate.
It's a nice one, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs. Claus looked out of the window and Santa said, what's the weather like? And she said, reindeer. Mm.
Very good. Fair enough. What goes oh, oh, oh?
I don't know what goes oh, oh, oh.
Santa walking backwards. Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't get any better than that, do they?
No, not really. So what's the best Christmas present in the world?
I don't know. What is the best Christmas present in the world?
A broken drum. You just can't beat it.
I love the story. I'm sure it's true. This was quite a few years back when we had the cash for questions scandals in the House of Commons. Do you remember that?
Right, yes.
Of course, we're going through it again now in British politics, aren't we? But there was sleaze of a different sort back then.
Yeah.
People were taking cash or big presents to raise
cash or big presents. Backhanders.
Backhanders, yeah. In return for bringing certain questions to Parliament.
Yeah.
And the British attaché to Washington was phoned up just before Christmas, and they said, what do you want for Christmas? And he thought, I've got to be careful here because I can't take too big a gift. And he said, well, just a pipe, maybe a pair of slippers, nothing much. Thank you. And on Christmas morning, this radio station produced their list of what the politicians wanted for Christmas, and the French wanted an end to nuclear testing in the Bikini Atoll, and the Russians wanted open dialogue with the United States, and the Chinese wanted an increase in trade to the rest of the world, and Britain wanted a pipe and a pair of slippers.
Oh, actually, did you hear old Queenie? She always does her Christmas broadcast, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
Yeah, she does. They're gonna change the name of it.
Are they?
Yeah. It's going to be called The One Show. The One Show. Yeah.
Oh dear. Do you know? Years ago, when we had Prince Phil still, their favourite trick at Christmas was charades.
All right.
Yeah, apparently so. And the Queen would start it off on Christmas morning. She'd lie in bed, turn her head sideways, pull the duvet up, and say, "Look, Philip, look, I'm a stamp."
Oh dear. Actually, no. I mean, joking aside, talking about Christmas dinners and stuff. It's going to be quite different this year, isn't it, with Brexit? Because there'll be no Brussels.
Do you want to hear my 60-second CPD?
Go on then. Are we going to do 60-second CPD? Are we?
Should we do that?
Oh, let me get. Here's the clock. Go on then. You're going to do a 60-second CPD. What are you going to do 60-second CPD on?
Well, I thought because it's Christmas, I was going to do a 60-second CPD on reindeer.
You're going to teach us about reindeer?
I will do. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about reindeer in 60 seconds.
Right, okay. Let's find me clock. Okay, right. Okay then, Julian Hoad. 60 seconds on everything you need to know about reindeer, starting now.
Thank you, Mike. So, reindeer are also known as caribou in North America, and they are the only species of the genus Rangifer. The specific name is Tarandus, so it's Rangifer tarandus. There are around 14 subspecies, including, Mike, you'd find this interesting, Platyrhynchus, which is found in Svalbard. However, Santa's reindeer are almost certainly Rangifer tarandus, the mountain or Norwegian reindeer. And it's very important to note that although bioluminescence has been seen in terrestrial animals, such as annelid worms, certain arthropods, such as glowworms or fireflies, and in mollusks, such as tropical land snails and about 1,500 species of fish and cephalopod mollusks, and in many bacteria, it's never been demonstrated in mammals. Biofluorescence, in contrast, has been seen in platypuses and wombats. However, it requires ultraviolet light to be shone directly, so the source of Rudolf's shining nose still remains a secret.
Oh, that was a bit delayed, wasn't it?
Oh! But that was spot on. 60 seconds. So we don't know That's where it all ends up. We don't
But
know.
you said it was going to be about reindeer.
It is.
It was about mollusks and bioluminescence.
No. It was about reindeer, but showing how we don't know after all these years how Rudolph's nose shines so bright.
Do we not?
It must be bioluminescence, but they haven't discovered any other mammal that is bioluminescent, only biofluorescent. And you wouldn't be able to guide your sleigh using biofluorescence unless you already had a source of ultraviolet light shining directly on that nose.
Right.
Now, some lichens are biofluorescent. There's no bioluminescent. No bioluminescent lichens, which of course, as you know, caribou and reindeer eat. Because if there were, well, that might account for it. If Rudolf and maybe that subspecies of reindeer that included Rudolf were to eat bioluminescent lichen and sort of smear it around their face, well, maybe you get some bioluminescence from the lichens, but there are no bioluminescent lichens that we know of.
Yep.
There are biofluorescent ones, but again, you need lots and lots of ultraviolet light.
But
and if you got that,
where would he get this bioluminescence from? It's
well, you make it. And animals that are bioluminescent have little organelles in them that convert chemical energy into light energy.
right. But
it's not been demonstrated in mammals.
well, no, it hasn't. Therefore, it's probably not correct. But there was a paper published by the University of Brighton in 27 that talked about this bioluminescence, which was published it was as a response. It was published as a response to a previous 2012 paper, which suggested that Rudolph's nose glowed as a nasal mucosa induced by the exertion of pulling a heavy load and excessive stresses endured whilst flying with Santa and the sleigh. And this resulted in cerebral and bodily hyperthermia and overworked the nasal cooling system, causing the nose to glow.
It was suggesting that, but that degree of hypothermia would be incompatible with life. And in any case, if you remember from the evidence that we have, the scientific evidence, well, I say the scientific evidence, the song, Santa Claus noticed the nose glowing before Rudolph actually pulled the sleigh.
Right. Okay, so it can't have been as a result of the exertion.
I think we can rule exertion out. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, and anyways, as I say, that degree of hypothermia, I think, would be injurious to the body, even if it was exited purely via the nasal mucosa.
There was another paper in the 1930s, I think, which suggested that it was due to a genetic mutation. That's supposed to glow.
Yeah, and there's a lot of effort gone into that in terms of research. But that genetic mutation is probably supportive of the bioluminescence theory. So there's a genetic mutation that enables certain parts of that subspecies of reindeer to become bioluminescent. And in Rudolph's case, we think it was just his nose. Of course, there's nothing to say that it was his nose alone and not his hooves.
I thought you were going to say something else then.
I wasn't going to talk about his balls, no, because that would be rude.
Yeah.
Rudolph with your dong so bright.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That's just naughty.
That's a song I do not like.
Don't you?
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
It's so patronising, isn't it? Or have yourself a merry little one, eh? There we go.
You have yourself a merry little Christmas. Pat, off you go. because I'm a famous singer in America, and I've got film star friends, and we're all going to have a great extravagant Christmas. But you have yourselves a merry little one, won't you?
Bless you.
There.
Bless.
I hate that song.
Yeah.
That triggers me every time I hear it.
It does. Put your stockings out. I've got a Ferrari.
Yeah. Have you?
Fit any stocking. Yeah. Bastards.
Yeah.
The one I can't stand is the holly and the ivy.
What's that?
It makes no sense. The holly and the ivy. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Holly and the ivy we see at Christmas.
Yeah.
And then it goes on. Was it the running of the deer and the sweating of the paws, or whatever it is? It complete balls they talk about. It's nonsense. It's complete nonsense. No.
I don't remember.
At least some Christmas songs tell a story, and rather a magical story. I'm thinking specifically here, I know it's a favourite of yours as well, of Frosty the Snowman and how he comes to life one day. And I think there's a lesson in it for all of us there. The ephemeral and transient quality of life there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Reminds me, better make sure I get some carrots.
Oh, you see in the dark. I have to bite through a carrot. Hold on, I'll whisper this just in case my daughters are listening. But every year I have to bite through several carrots and leave them strewn around the outside just to say, oh, look, there you go. The reindeer were here, they've eaten that.
I suppose you have to drink the whiskey that you leave out for Santa as well.
It's port. It's always port for Santa.
Port, is it? All right, okay.
Yeah.
And a mince pie.
And a mince pie.
How's the diet going?
It's going very badly this time of the year. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, not well at all.
Yeah. I'm one Christmas album then.
Well, there's the Christmas album.
Oh, okay.
And there's Now What I Call Christmas.
Now what I call Christmas 78.
Yeah. My favourite Christmas album, my favourite one, because we've got other kids, we've got hundreds of Christmas albums, and my favourite one is Ella and Lewis Christmas. Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong.
Very good.
Oh, fantastic. And it starts off with Louis Armstrong reading The Night Before Christmas.
Oh.
And it's brilliant. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. And it goes on. It's just absolutely fantastic. Brilliant stuff.
No, not even a mouse was stolen.
Not even a mouse.
Yeah. I'm afraid your Louis Armstrong morphed into Yoda then.
Ah, a mouse not even was stolen. Yes.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Yeah. I think we should probably clarify
to Louis Armstrong.
I think we should probably clarify that albums are large pieces of vinyl plastic, circular, black generally, but you can get other colours, and they've got a hole in the middle, and you put them on record players.
Yes, a gramophone player.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because a lot of people are on things like Spotify now, aren't they? And you just download the individual record that you want.
Yes, I still think that if you're on Spotify, what really happens is you dial in with Tinternet and you request this song to be played, and there's some old bloke at the offices of Spotify. Oh, blimey, yeah, we haven't played this one for a while now. Where's the album? Here, Graceland, that's a good one, isn't it? He's getting the dust off this, put it on, and because he's taking a long time, it says there was a problem playing. Please select again. I'm almost there. Don't worry. Still a bit longer. There we go. It's playing. Yeah. So I always start off Christmas morning with smoked salmon and scrambled eggs and a little glass of bubbly. It's a tradition in our family.
I'm obviously getting something badly wrong here.
Do you not? What do you do? What's your tradition?
A cup of coffee like I have every morning.
Well, obviously we have coffee as well, but then a little bit of smoked salmon, scrambled egg, a little bit of fizz.
Well, it sounds lovely, but no, I'm not starting eating breakfast just because it's Christmas.
I don't have breakfast at all during the year.
I'm not enjoying this episode. I'm coming across as a right old Scrooge. Humbug. I want to go somewhere that doesn't celebrate Christmas and...
in the fridge.
Oh dear. Oh God, I'm going to embarrass myself if I listen back to this one, aren't I?
No, you're not.
I am. Bar humbug.
You'll be the normal one. That's how you should do Christmas. Not the over-the-top one who has fizz for Christmas and
I went to an international feline conference a few years ago, and the conference was in a big posh hotel. So I stayed in the big posh hotel because it was nice to be on site and easy to travel. And they had champagne as part of their breakfast buffet.
Really?
Yeah, it was a posh hotel.
Wow.
It was a posh hotel. So, wow, rocked up to first breakfast. Oh my God, what? I can have champagne with breakfast? Yes, please. And so we were staying at this hotel. The conference was about 3 or 4 days, and we were staying at the hotel for a full week. And I photographed myself having champagne for breakfast every day.
Yeah.
And on day one, I was all smiles and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and there was my champagne. And the photograph on day 7, because although I could have probably given it up after day 4, I'd vowed I would have champagne every day for breakfast.
Because it was free.
Because it was free and because it was there, and that was going to be my posh hotel's tradition. But you look at the difference between day 1 and day 8, and on day 8, I look jaded and tired and drawn and like some sort of semi-slumbering alcoholic.
Well,
and I didn't actually enjoy it on the last day very much. It was almost a chore to have the bloody champagne. I'd make a lousy alcoholic as well, wouldn't I?
We make jokes, don't we, about it's so much more than a breakfast drink, but actually, people don't start having alcohol for breakfast. Once a year, there's a little glass of fizz. And when I was in my teens, late teens, early 20s, we'd get a half bottle of champagne and we get through it. And these days, we'll open a bottle of champagne, Sylvia and I will share a glass and maybe not quite finish it and have our scrambled eggs. That was jolly nice, wasn't it? We'll put the rest back in the fridge and they'll be lovely for later. And it'll still be there on New Year's Eve.
Oh dear.
Yes.
You can get little bottles of it.
I know, but it's the price, isn't it? You pay £6 for a tiny bottle, or a tenner for a proper size bottle.
£8 for a litre.
£8 for that's
from your favourite local German superstore.
Okay, if you're buying champagne for £8 for a litre, then it's actually it might be good from that superstore that you mentioned. Other superstores are available, but that one.
There are two superstores. There are two superstores that do that sort of thing.
Yeah, and I have to say they are really good quality. I got a bottle of Chateauneuf de Pape for £12. Normally £20. Yeah, very well worth it.
Christmas drinks. Hang on a minute. Let's see if I can do this.
Okay, go on then. So Mike Brampton, you're going to present a CPD lecture to us in 60 seconds on Christmas drinks.
Christmas drinks. Okay, right. So Christmas drinks starting now. Everybody likes to have a good quality drink at Christmas time. But very often we're put off by the extortionate price that you would get at your specialist wine store or drinks merchant. Well, I've got a tip for you. Take yourself down to your local Aldi or Lidl. Other supermarkets are available, but they're not going to do what I'm talking about here. So take yourself down to Aldi and Lidl, and you will find that in amongst all of their cheap wines and drinks, you can pay a little bit extra, and they will have a special wine or a special spirit that they've been able to buy cheap because of the buying power that they have and exert over the market in Europe. So pay that little bit extra and it'll make all the difference in the quality of your Christmas drink.
Wow. Mike, you nailed that.
Yeah. Other supermarkets are available, but they don't have the same... You don't get the same effect. You will not get the same effect as you'll get from Aldi or Lidl.
Yeah, so. I completely agree. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm a relative newcomer to Aldi. I think it's only this year that I've shopped there because we haven't got one nearby.
Right.
But travelling further afield, I stopped by one day and thought, well, I'll get some sandwiches or something from here, and ended up filling my car with stuff. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I love it. I've been shopping at Lidl's for a very, very long time. I find that Lidl's is better for protein than Aldi.
Is that right?
Yeah. But Aldi has got the edge on some specialist gins or spirits, and they're equally good on the wines.
I got the most amazing single malt from Aldi.
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember who it was now. Gosh, I should be able to remember. But it was absolutely incredible for £25. Yep. Normally 35 or 40.
Yeah. That's how I got into the Shetland gins.
Yes.
Because they did a deal, I think it was with Lidl's, which was for Shetland Real Simmer Gin, which they sold through Lidl's for 20 quid for a matter of a week. And I'll have a try at that. 20 quid, you can't go wrong.
You can't.
And it's not from their own distillery or rebranded. It's from a proper distillery. Let's see what that comes out as. And so that's where Shetland Real has become one of my favourites.
Amazing.
One of my go-to gins.
And of course, the complaint that people often put is, well, you can't consistently get the same thing from Lidl or Aldi. Well, fine, no problem. No problem. Yeah, I don't want to drink the same Montepulciano d'Abruzzo every week.
Well, you probably do.
I like to have variety. I do. I got a lovely one a couple of weeks ago. I had that every day. It's fantastic. But you want to have some variety. I think they're fantastic.
I like. They've got their standard ranges as everybody has, but it's nice when something different or something new appears on the shelf. It adds to the variety, isn't it?
It does. And their chocolate is fantastic. Now, I'm not a huge chocolate fan. My wife is, my daughters are, love it. But I don't know one chocolate from another. But apparently, the chocolates that I bought them from Lidl and Aldi have been amazing darlings. They've been absolutely fantastic. Really high cocoa content and just beautifully made. So there we go. Oh God, I hope Lidl sponsor us for this one.
They better have, didn't they?
They better have. This is free advertising.
Free advertising.
It's worth it though. We've saved a lot of money from them. So, if they don't advertise, it's fine.
Actually, well, yeah, I'm secretly hoping nobody bothers to go and try out my little thing there, because all the more for me.
More for us. Hurrah!
There we go. So is it going to be a white Christmas this year?
I don't know if it is. I don't know, but it's all right for you. You don't need a white Christmas, do you? Because you've had enough of the white stuff. You've had enough snow, haven't you? You went to Svalbard.
Yeah.
You went to so we're called Veterinary Ramblings.
Yeah.
We ramble together, don't we?
We ramble together. You and me, mate. You and me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Veterinary Ramblings.
Goodbye, Mike. You've gone to Svalbard without me. How was it, buddy, mate? Bestie.
I missed you. I missed you.
Postcard hasn't arrived yet.
That's because
the polar bear eat it.
No, because the post office was closed, and there aren't that many flights going to and fro because of COVID.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the pressure there.
Well,
tell me about Svalbard.
Okay, so Svalbard is a group of islands that are way north of Norway. And if you carry on going north, next stop is the North Pole. So it's about 600 miles shy of the North Pole, deep in the Arctic.
Not far, is it?
Not far at all.
That's less than the height of England.
Yeah. So not far off the North Pole at all. Except now there wasn't any snow.
What?
There wasn't very much snow. The glaciers there are melting rapidly. The sea ice had retreated a couple of hundred miles north of Svalbard, so there was a lot of open water, and the shorelines and where there ordinarily would be ice was just barren rock, which is interesting because polar bears who live around Svalbard normally eat seals.
Yes, they love it.
They do. They like seals, and that's fine. And seals generally haul themselves out on ice.
Yeah, they love it. Yeah. Seals, ice, great stuff.
But there isn't any sea ice.
Oh, so not so many seals, I'm guessing.
Not so many seals. So the polar bears who live on land have had to change their diet.
So to what?
Reindeer.
Reindeer, really?
You've already mentioned the Svalbard reindeer, which is a particular subspecies of the genus reindeer. They've got a very flat nose and they've got funny little horns and they're very short and stubby. They don't grow to be particularly large. They couldn't pull a sleigh.
Really?
No, couldn't pull a sleigh. They were introduced by the Vikings and have since inbred. I think they were introduced by the Vikings, actually. I'm trying to remember now because I've heard a story that they did actually migrate across the ice, which you feasibly could do several thousand years ago because the whole of the North Cap would have been covered in ice.
All one piece for most of the year, wasn't it?
Until it started to melt, and then they got left all by themselves in Svalbard. But the polar bears are doing fine. There's no sea ice, but they are successfully hunting and eating reindeer.
That's amazing because they're not. I mean, they're pretty fast, but they're not so fast they could outrun a reindeer. Are they?
Svalbard reindeer have only got little legs.
Right.
So I didn't witness a hunt and a kill, but did witness a couple of meals being eaten, which were clearly reindeer.
Do you think they could be using? I only put this out as a conjecture, but do you think they could be using snares or traps? I know it would be difficult for a polar bear because they haven't got opposable thumbs, but do you think they could be fashioning sort of very rudimentary, I don't know, IEDs or
no, I think I get the impression that they're more ambush hunters.
Right.
Although quite how as a 700 kilo lump of great white fur you can creep up on an animal when you're standing at a mile from a black volcanic or coal background, I do not know, but they're obviously succeeding somehow.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The raider obviously turned around. Is that a rock? No. Who said that? The rock. I thought you said, how can you speak? I'm a rock. I can speak. But you're white. Yeah, I'm a white rock. You're not a polar bear, are you? No. Come on, easy. All right then. You're not a rock. I thought you there. Not.
Yeah. So quite interesting.
Yeah.
Quite interesting. So the polar bears are doing fine. I don't know.
You're going back to Svalbard?
I am going to go back. I've been invited to go back in June, I think it is, to join a 15-day expedition.
Yeah,
on a slightly bigger converted fishing boat than the one I was on last time.
You showed me some videos from that, and you were facing the sky, and then the sea, and then the sky, and then it was like watching a perfect storm, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it was like that, or The Deadliest Catch, or a show like that.
I love that.
Well, I have to say, that's the first time I've been on a little boat like that, and I was a little bit nervous, I have to say, and I was quietly proud of myself for not succumbing to seasickness.
Yeah,
But some of the seas we were in a couple of times were, what shall we say, interesting.
Interesting seas. Yeah. You don't really want interesting seas, do you?
I don't mind, actually. I'm quite comfortable and quite happy with that.
Are you?
Yeah.
And did you see some? You saw some whales?
Saw fin whales and beluga whales and a blue whale and minke whale and some porpoises. And I've got some nice photographs of walruses, both swimming in some areas of sea ice that we found, and up on the beach. And I saw a few polar bears.
Some that had killed reindeer.
I was going to say, ironically, the only reindeer I saw were being eaten by polar bears. This time anyway.
Now, one of them didn't have, I don't want to disappoint your viewers here, but one of them didn't have a red glowing nose, did it?
No.
Oh, thank goodness.
No.
Yeah.
Rudolf lives on, and he'll be calling your way in the next couple of days.
If we've been good little boys and girls.
If you've been good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, we used to get, if we were naughty, we get coal in our stockings, but that's been banned now, hasn't it?
Yeah, quite rightly so.
What do you get in your stockings now if you've been naughty? Do you get some sort of lithium battery?
I have no idea. What do you get if you've been naughty nowadays?
Interesting, isn't it? I don't know. I wonder. Can't get coal. Can't get any fossil fuel at all.
Come on, Julian. Who would give their child coal for Christmas?
Well, no one these days. We just said that.
Yeah, I know. Are you telling me that
my brother used to get coal in his stockings?
Did he?
Yeah. My mum would put a token bit of coal in his. He'd have all the presents.
Oh right, okay.
And there'd be this token bit of coal, and he'd be able. Oh well, I got an extra amount of. I got a bit of coal. His mum said, "Yeah, remember? Yeah." oh. And I get a tangerine and say, "Oh, that's really good, didn't I?" Yeah. And next thing I knew, I'd been hit on the head by this bit of coal.
Yeah.
You goody two shoot. Ow. So yeah, I wonder if you can't have coal. What do you have now?
I've not come across that tradition at all.
I
mean, the only one I've come across is the sixpence in the Christmas pudding.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I went. I still put. Oh, it's pound coins now, isn't it?
You can't put a pound coin in your Christmas pudding.
Yeah, because you can't get sixpences anymore. Well, not easily.
Have you not saved up and got a silver sixpence?
No, I traded them in for cash.
But the point
is with it.
that you can't put copper in a Christmas pudding and feed it to people.
Well, it's slightly toxic, I'll grant you, but not too bad, is it? But mind you, the number of fake pound coins around with lead in it, they probably are toxic, aren't they?
Yeah, they probably are. Yeah. Be careful with that one.
Okay, folks, don't put coins in Christmas pudding because they can poison you, they can cause a gastric or intestinal foreign body, and they can break your teeth.
Yes.
So you're much better off eating Christmas pudding and then saying to the small child whose Christmas it is,
here's a quid, go and spend it.
Here's a quid, go on then, bugger off. or whatever your Christmas greeting is.
Can you still spend coins?
Are
they still legal tender? I don't think I've used.
I don't think they are anymore. No, I think they've historical value only. Bitcoins are legal tender.
Yeah.
And of course plastic stuff.
Yeah.
But you put little chips in, can't you?
Yeah.
There you go. What? Oh wow! Oh look! I've got a big Christmas pudding. Beep beep beep. wow, look at that. He's credited my account £3. That's fantastic.
Contactless silver Christmas. Silver shillings. Yeah, okay.
Do you watch the same films every year at Christmas? You haven't got that tradition.
Yippee-ki-yay. The ultimate Christmas movie.
It is.
Die Hard. The ultimate Christmas movie.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yippee-ki-yay, mother. Yeah, it's another Christmas.
Good old Bruce. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
we watch Muppet Christmas Carol every year.
Do you?
Yeah. Do you know, there has yet to be another film that is more true to the Charles Dickens Christmas Carol
What,
than the Muppet Christmas Carol. I mean, Michael Caine is fantastic. But are you leaving so soon? Spirit of Christmas present.
Boo, boo, get off. Boo, boo, lot of rubbish. Go on, boo, boo.
I've seen better things than him floating down the horror. Oh.
Get off. Actually, I've just realised who we are, aren't we?
We are those two old guys.
We are the two old guys in the
in the Muppet Show. Who are they? What's their name?
What is their name? I don't know.
It's just says
Mike and Julian.
Statler and Waldorf.
Who?
Statler and Waldorf are the Muppet characters best known for their cantankerous opinions and shared penchant for heckling. Yeah, there we go. Statler. Statler and Waldorf.
Right.
Yeah, your wife is one.
Shut up, Statler.
Sorry, Waldorf.
I don't know. And on that note,
on that bombshell,
what we'd like to say is thank you to everyone who has joined us for this week's episode, and for those of you who join us every week. We really do appreciate every one of you.
We really do.
Thank you very much. And as always, don't forget to share our show with anyone who you think might enjoy it. Hey, you could share our show for Christmas.
Yes, it's giving. Give a copy of our show somehow in your stocking. Agree. Yeah. What we'd like to see is a bit of Mike and a bit of me in your stockings at Christmas. And that doesn't. No, I don't mean that to sound weird. Actually, that's exactly what I meant. I meant it to sound weird, but no.
That's just pervy. That's totally pervy, isn't it? Right, okay.
You don't want a bit of Mike in your stockings at Christmas.
Don't forget to share the show with anybody you think might enjoy it. And if there's anything you'd like us to discuss or anyone you'd love for us to sit down with, then let us know. Message us through our Facebook page, Instagram, or email veterinaryramblingspodcast@gmail.com. Yeah. So
please do that.
Yeah. So anyway, I think all it remains for us to say is that we hope you enjoyed the festive period, and we'll be back with more fantastic guests next year. So as a Christmas, have a Merry Christmas, and may your dog go with you. I'll raise a glass to that.
May your dog go with you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Julian.